Hello, it's Jim Hutchins for the Jerusalem Connection Spot Report for this week. Guess what? The supreme leader of Iran, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, aspires to be an author. He's written a book. It's entitled Palestine. And you never guess what it's about. Yes, you would. Knowing this audience, you would guess what it's about. The Jerusalem Post, a staff writer for them, has written a review of it. I'm going to touch on some excerpts from that. According to the report, Khamenei's new book, Palestine, outlines his case for why Israel must be wiped out and how it must be wiped out. Quote, "The solution is a one-state formula," he writes, which is called Palestine. Palestine. He said this practical and logical mechanism would have Israel under Muslim rule, with some Jews being allowed to stay as a, quote, protected minority. Hello, protected minority. But only after proving genuine roots, he advocates strict apartheid against Jews, saying that they would not be allowed to vote in future Muslim state while Arabs have full voting rights. He claims that his plan would promote the hegemony of Iran, the influence and dominance of Iran in the region, as while removing the West hegemony from the Middle East. Khomeini is described in the book as the flag bearer of jihad to liberate Palestine and Jerusalem. He wrote that his views are not anti-Semitic, but Islamic and based on well-established Islamic principles. And this goes on the opinion in Islam that the land which was once owned by Muslims can never be ruled by non-Muslims again. Along with Israel, this also includes Russia, many parts of Europe, Thailand, India, parts of China, and the Philippines. Never be ruled again. I doubt that. However, Khomeini singles Israel out as an adu, an enemy, a dashman, a foe, and a cancerous tumor for several reasons, the first of which is for being an ally, quote, of the great American Satan, which has waged war to overtake the heartland of Ummah, this Muslim nation. Second, he says Israel is singled out because of his claim that has waged war on Muslims and therefore has become a kafir al-harbi, a hostile infidel. Third, he claims that Israel occupies Jerusalem and calls it Islam's third holy city. He then describes using the tactic of, quote, Israel fatigue, wherein the international community would decide to stop supporting Israel's military programs. Another section of the book boasted past Iran-supported warfare against Israel using examples from Gaza and Lebanon. He writes that he aims to recruit West Bank fighters in units modeled after Hezbollah, who incidentally are being killed by the hundreds by ISIS in Syria as we speak. So that's not a real model to follow. He goes on, "We have intervened in anti-Israel matters and brought victory in the 33-day war by Hezbollah against Israel in the 2006 and in the 22-day war between Hamas and Israel in the Gaza Strip." Though he doesn't reference an Iranian nuclear program directly, he mentions that a nuclear Iran would be able to deter Israel from taking any military action against the Islamic Republic. And referring to the Holocaust, Khomeini called it a, quote, propaganda ploy, and foolishly writes that, quote, "We don't know why it happened and how it happened." All you got to do is read the history, Mr. Supreme Leader. So where's this headed? Where is a nuclearized Iran headed? Where's it going? What's its goal? I think we have an indication in the book of Revelation, chapter 9. This is going, and I can tell you this with certainty, this is headed for a nuclear holocaust. Chapter 9, verse 13 of the book of Revelation the sixth angel sounds his trumpet, and a 200 million man army is unleashed to kill 2 1/3 billion people on Earth. The only way that that can be done is through a nuclear exchange. That's where we're headed. That is where we're headed. And there's enough wackos and nutcases, including North Korea and Pakistan, and now as a result of Obama's generosity, Iran will be nuclearized as well. That's where we're headed. So what are we to do? What are God's people to do in recognizing this? There is a passage in the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and 3, where 7 letters are written to 7 churches. Only one church, the Church of Philadelphia, is promised relief and protection from such as a nuclear exchange. Let me just read that. You can read the whole thing on your own. Verse 10 of chapter 3, to the church at Philadelphia, it says, "Since you have kept my command to endure patiently, I will keep you from the hour of trial or affliction or tribulation. I'll keep you from the hour of trial that is going to come upon the whole earth to test those who live on earth." That's coming. But there is the promise of protection. There is a promise of shield to some of God's people. And the Church of Philadelphia is defined as those who would be protected. It reminds me also of what Jesus says in Luke chapter 21, verse 36, where he says this, "Be always," and he's speaking to believers, "be always on the watch and pray," watch and pray, "that you will have the strength to escape all that is about to happen, and that you may be able to stand before the Son of Man." Watch and pray. That's the word to God's people today. Know what's happening. Know what's coming. And if you're not getting that from your pulpits, get it from the reading of the Word. Get it from me. Get it from other teachers who are speaking of the end times. We've all got a little facet of the truth here on this. But God has given us a means by which we can indeed stay safe. Till next week, Od Ki of Oshilo, or until Messiah comes, Yivareke Yahweh. Yahweh bless you. Yahweh bless yours.